sound really weird.
Hmm.
It sounds like your voice is like fluctuating between.
High
Is
quality,
anyone
low
getting that?
quality.
Art's voice is kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah. I think it's because he was
derping
starting
out a
to
bit.
stream and stuff. I think turning.
Oh. Oh, I mean, it goes back and forth. I mean, it's not awful. It's just a little annoying. I'm not going to sit here and complain, though.
Yep. Oh wait, why is Cade got? Is that problem with my image? Because I can fix it up.
Are you online yet, Arv? Let's see, man.
Because I can fix that if it's a problem. Because that should be nothing there. Oh, you could have something overlaid on front in the layers of your scene. I can fix it and re-upload you a fixed version if that's still a problem. So that looks like, because you've taken away, so that's white there for some strange reason. That should be black. If you move me into it, do I? Oh, there we go. Oh, you had it. You had it. That was, yeah.
Hey, cool. That's an interesting layout.
I hope that's a good layout ish.
Yeah, it's better than the other one.
Oh, we're live.
I'm
muted.
Put some pants on.
Now I'm not muted anymore.
Never.
Okay, what I'm going to show you guys is I'm going to show you guys tokens that you guys can choose for your adventures. And this is a starter. You know, we can kind of change it later on if we have to. But this is what we've got. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show. You guys can see there. This is basically what it's going to look like from the top down, sort of looking down. So you'll see you got like a dwarven fighter there, Sod, over on the right.
A dead adventurer. Make that in on.
Are you putting this on OBS? Sorry,
I'm putting it on OBS. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Adventurer dead, archer, cleric. Yeah. Yep.
So these are all basically all your fighters. And just as you guys are going through, like so for fighters, so Samil, I don't know, like take a look at that, see if there's anything that strikes your fancy.
Got a hammer and shield. That's racist. All dwarves don't have hammer and shields. I have an axe. No, just.
And my axe. Oh yes, an axe is certainly not a common thing to be considered for dwarves.
That's fine. I don't mind. But yeah, if you
got magic users.
They've got a token library itself in Roll20. You can grab if you want to grab, like, say, goblin or something.
Yeah.
Kind of visualize it.
Anyone with a
I know exactly. Ouch is right, gentlemen. And keep in mind who it was that just threw you under the bus there with your overlay. That was Series Runner, ladies and gentlemen, spelled SERIES Runner.
What? Give me a break. I said it was better than the other one.
That's right.
That's the point.
That's right. His was the other one.
The other one.
Oh.
He's like, gentlemen, I thought yours
was bad. You guys were reading way into my comments. I said this one's better, not that the other one was bad.
I think it looked awesome, gentlemen. But you agreed that we were going to make some adjustments to it. One of the main things was making it into a ping file, I guess, so that like the pictures are underneath. And And I still, as I said, I'd like to be able to have you and Foom and Sod working together.
Wait, sorry, say it again. Sorry.
No, I'm talking to him.
No, I liked your layout, gentlemen. I was just, I think this one is... Gosh.
He says, so Joey says his only problem, yes. Didn't care for the manner in which you said it. Correct.
Yeah, that bottom box bit, that's for dice rolling, so you can stretch out the your Roll20 dice rolling bit.
Oh, cool. So the one on top
you
is for the map. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. Joey says his only problem is that it doesn't show the Twitch names. That's interesting. Is there going to be room to put, like, either below or above?
I could fit in Twitch names below each person.
All right, something to think about.
Because I have such a long name.
Gentleman says he's a big boy, he'll be fine, but I think he's actually crying on the inside. I think he's crying the tears of a clown.
Gentlemen, you're reading way too much into my comment if you thought I said that yours was bad. It was not bad.
And to prove it, he's going to play a Dead Adventure all game. He's just going to drag his Dead Adventure everywhere.
Gentlemen, would it feel better if I played a Dead Adventure the whole time? If you want me to play a Dead Adventure, buddy, let me know.
So, okay, so I'm going to start with Ceres and with Sod. Looking at that, what do you guys feel about these tokens? Again, we'll make some, there'll be some other ones we can add, but for now, which one of these look like ones that you think you might be interested in using for your token for the adventure? Again, this is not going to be a minis game. It's just to be a little bit better than moving around colored squares around a map.
Yeah. So. Those colored squares had charm to them.
What do you think, Ceres and Sod, as I'm showing you guys different things?
I'm fine with anything, honestly. I can do either with tokens or without tokens.
Okay, are you okay with that Dwarven Fighter?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got that. Let me upload that.
So, gentlemen, are you pissed off at Sod or me?
I'm so confused.
Oh, clearly you.
I think you.
Me?
Judging by how the conversation rolled out, I'd say.
I'm just trying to start a fight for no reason.
But then he just identified Sod, so I'm confused.
Okay, so we got the Dwarven Fighter up. Okay, now, Ceres. Never mind your incoming apology to gentlemen. Instead, let's talk about... I'm just giving you a hard time. No, take a look at those fighters. What fighters do you like? You should be seeing them on the screen in a moment, and I think I can get... I can't get all of them on there, but like I can get most of them on there.
On your stream or on...
On the stream. You'll see it in the center.
Okay, yeah, I see.
There's basically fighters...
Fighter 45 is like, my penis is this long!
That's the only one with the two-handed sword, though, man. What am I going to do?
You could use the one with the one-handed sword. There's one right near it that had one hand.
By the way, hello everybody. In case anyone's wondering what we're doing, we're just picking up a couple of tokens before we start with Chapter 2. You'll be happy to know that Chapter 2 of Ghosts of Dragonspear Castle is called The Cursed Crypts of Amberghoul, also known as The Death of Soliel Rain. No, I just made that part up. It's not actually true. I just made that up.
You tried real hard last time.
We can do Fighter 36. That's fine.
Fighter 36, okay. And let me just, before you decide that, there's the other
have
set
we
of them.
Decided as well? If
hold up 1 sec. There's that other set. So take a look at those other two rows. You got Fighter 36. Let me know if any of those that you see on this next set series look okay. And then I'm sorry, what's that?
Have we decided if we're going to switch to the fully updated rules yet, or?
No, we're sticking with this, I think. When we start our new campaign, after this adventure is done, then we will do... in fact, you'll even be able to download the rules for free. And we'll be playing with the brand new full-up edition, which has already gotten very good reviews everywhere, by the way, as it should.
Yeah,
it's good.
I need to update my character.
No, for sure, yeah. And like I said, what you guys will be able to do at that point is either start new ones, because it'll be back at level 1, but it'll be back at level 1 with different, like, I don't know how to describe it, different monsters, and like, it's sort of like New Game Plus, I think, is the way you describe it. The monsters will be harder and stuff. But you could take your character, convert him to the new rules. There's not a ton of adjustment to make, but some. Or you can start a whole new one. That'll be up to you. So anyway, Ceres, what say you, sir?
For the icon?
Yeah, I showed you 36, but did you see any of the new ones that you liked, or?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see any of them that have two-handed swords, so 36 looked generic enough, or 34, whatever it was.
Oh,
45 had
Or
a two-handed sword.
45?
Yeah.
Is that the one with the weird looking?
I think it might be the one he made the penis comment about, but it's the one with two-handed sword.
Oh yeah.
No, just
Yeah, there's 45. Yeah. With the enormous penis. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's really weird hearing
no,
you say that.
Just do 36. 36.
You want 36? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me upload 36. Okay. All right, Soliel, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Viewers play as NPCs. That's interesting, Doctor. I'd have to think about that. That might be something down the line that could be done. Okay, Soliel, here you go. There we go. You can see you've got a bunch of magic users, and I think, yes, that's all the magic users. So there you go. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 to choose from.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Maybe 17. It's either 17 or 27, I think, because it'd have to have a staff.
True. I guess 16 might have one also.
Yeah, kind of.
So
It more looks like 16 has a prosthetic limb. That's not doing him any favors.
Okay, so 17 or 27, your call.
Let's go with 27. He also has a robe. So
I didn't break the overlay. It's because Foom just came in, so I have to readjust everything because, of course, I do.
Gosh.
Welcome in, Foom.
27?
What's up, guys?
All right, 27 is coming up. Okay, next up on the docket, John. Let me show you. Now, there's a thief with daggers at the bottom, but there's also halflings. And I'm trying to see how many halflings I've got. I have a halfling fighter who looks very similar to the other one with the large genitalia we've discussed earlier. Or we've got the thief with daggers. So thief with daggers is what you're going to see on the screen in a moment. Or there's the halfling fighter. Yeah, hang in there, guys. I will fix the overlay in a minute. As far as I know, Optic is. But... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The delay can be brutal. No, I'm just reading chat a little bit. Yeah, I heard hitbox is better for that delay.
It is. Part of the reason is because it's got 1/1,000,000th the viewer base. That's part of the problem. So, but yes, it does have a lot better.
And a completely different video system.
They have. Don't they have the one that
shadowed person? No.
Don't they have the one that Twitch used to have? Wasn't that?
I believe that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means they're going to run into the same scaling problem someday anyway.
Can you imagine if Amazon was like, today we're turning live, and all of a sudden the delay drops to 1 second? Everyone's like, ah! Amazon's like, yeah.
That would be so amazing. They're just like, oh yeah, we decided to invest in that code that they couldn't quite get done.
Just a show of force. John, what do you think? We got thief daggers, or we've got halfling... Oh, I think actually John is not listening, because or I can't hear him.
Where are you guys seeing all this, by the way?
I can hear nothing. On my stream.
Off stream.
Yeah, I can't hear you, John. I see you're talking, but I cannot hear. No one else hears him, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I do not hear you, John. Sorry.
I'll take Knight 49.
I was gonna get.
You're not a knight.
Knight 49.
Oh, you're a cleric, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So knight makes sense. Yeah.
Can you hear me now, Arv?
Yes, I hear you now. Yes, there you are. John,
okay, before we had to turn the speakers off in Roll20, now I have to turn it on in Roll20. This makes no sense.
So what's your choice? Thief daggers or halfling?
Green Elven Archer 02.
Green Elven
Lord,
Archer
I must just
02.
hope did Foom again.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm so out of it.
Right there. There you go.
I got
that
you.
Boy.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
on its way. Okay. Let's see.
All right.
Why am I not able to... Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Okay, now I've got... so all I've got left to pick now is Foom. You said Knight.
I don't know. I could deal with Cleric Blue 48 or Knight 49. It looks kind of cleric-y. I mean, it's a shield and a Morning Star. Should I?
There's also Cleric Red 47. You didn't want that? Was it? You didn't? Did you see it or?
Can you scroll by it again real quick?
It's right next to they're next to each other. So it's Cleric Blue 48, Cleric Red 47.
Be right back, guys. I have to answer the phone.
Thanks for the host, and thanks for the host, Foom.
Yeah, no worries. No, I like the knight. I don't know. It just the yellow shield. It matches my apple shield, I guess. I don't know.
Apple shield. That's right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I dig that. I wish you had a javelin just for extra points.
Gotta keep that in mind.
Okay, the last one we have to do is optic. And let's see. Optic is. Let me just
19. 19. Magic user 19. Unless your nom's taking it, because it looks like a warlock.
That's funny. Okay. These are reminding me of looking at like Gauntlet characters from top down. I keep expecting to hear the do 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 do. Hello, insect. Where is the drunkest looking token for Foom? Excellent question, Monkey.
It should just be a beer mug. It should just be a beer mug, and that's
that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
With a holy symbol on it, it's like holy beer.
Yep.
Just take my emote and put a sword or a shield and a mace on it, whatever.
Okay, and then can I just move over into? Let me see. How do I do this? Objects and tokens. There we go. Can I just move?
You should just click and drag them in.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but it's not popping up yet. So I have my library. Fetching results. Also, I'm getting feedback from somebody. Me. Well, all right. Okay, here we go.
I don't hear any feedback on my side.
Everyone sounds good to me.
There's one. There's
Ooh,
2.
Neat.
Oh, nice.
There's 3.
That is cool.
There's
Yes.
4.
Let's get them.
Wall for me to
More coming in.
remember who everyone
Here's
is.
5. And here's 6.
What a handsome party.
Yep. Okay, now you guys, how do I assign... Saad, do you know how to assign controls again?
You click on the token, and there's like one of the pop-ups there. It says token assigned to play or like control. It's in the token information. That's all.
I'll be right back.
Token information? Well, wow. Yes, it is.
You can
Represents...
do all sorts of things. You can put stats in, and you can use turn trackers, and it's a lot of work. But I don't think you need to do any of that. Don't bother with any of that.
All right. So what? How do I just? I'm just trying to control. So represents character. Blah. How do I? Oh, controlled by. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, controlled by.
I got it. All right. So let's see. So this character is going to be controlled for now by. I'm going to have him controlled by Solial Rain, even though that's not technically his. Save changes. Okay. This one is going to be... Who is that? That is Foom. So that is going to be controlled by... Fing! Fing Mufakas. Alright, Fing, now you should have control over your guy.
Right on.
Let's see. This guy is controlled by our good friend Saad, also known as Domdor.
Yeah, I got control. Yeah.
All right. Now the fighter sword guy. I think that's series. I believe.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
controlled by Samuel Adams. All right, you're now in control of your guy. Just what I wanted. All right.
Oh, they're bounded the squares too. Cool.
I got a health bar.
Can you rotate them? That's what I'm curious
Yes,
about.
if you click on them, and they get the little box that's kind of detached from them, you can like, rotate them.
Okay. Soliel, your character is now under your control. And to him. Oh, and Cade. Cade controlled by Cade Marmadas. Okay, that's now under your control. All right, you guys should now be able to move them around, I believe.
Oh,
let me know if you guys can.
Whoa, what the heck, man?
And I will show you guys what that looks like.
Fantastic! That is really cool, dude.
Saad, what is the red, blue, and green thing when you?
Those are settings you can set for like stats. Like I've got the green. The first one is I put for health, and so it has a little green bar.
It's like a video game. That's funny.
You can make it like one, honestly. Like it's optional. You can add little fancy things like this, little icons. If you click on your token and then you click next to the cog, there's even auras if you want to put auras in.
Cool.
Like I can do. I'm stealthy. I'm stealthy dwarf.
Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are.
Totally stealthy.
Hey, I've been more successful in stealthing than Cade.
Now your tokens are stretched.
Excuse me, Clanky? No, you haven't. Not even close.
Who fell?
Okay, there was the tree incident, but you weren't even like going up front for crying out loud. Someone had to do it. Let's see. Enter a new value. Oh, cool. Like +5 minus 3, abstract from the current number.
You can use arrow keys to move them as well. You don't have to use the.
I like how you guys are all moving around the high right now.
Yeah.
Just like, hello, hi. So, there we go.
What is this? Oh, I see.
Okay, now I can fix the pictures here. So.
Oh my god, that's awesome. You put little even fearful or held or slowed. That is great. What's the X? X! Dead! Ha! That is funny.
Now I'm going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to do it, I don't think, for tonight, but I'll be able to add monster tokens into this as well, so eventually we'll have that in. Again, I want to emphasize, we are not making this into a 4th edition campaign, but I thought it was, I felt bad you guys were just moving around like squares, so I did a little bit of research, and this is what I discovered.
No, this is great. I mean, it helps to get an accurate picture of what we're doing now.
Yeah, that's more or less what I thought.
If the DM would improve his art skills a little bit more, we'd have a real deal here.
Hey, listen.
You can always.
I outsourced, man. I outsourced.
For example, if you type goblin into the search thing, there's a goblin. You click and drag and put it on the.
Is that true? Okay, all right. That's actually good to know. I was thinking it was just for characters, but that's actually really helpful to know that.
It should do it. I think double. Yeah, it does it. Yeah, you just click and drag it onto the field.
And I guess that's usable for anybody?
No, only you. Only a DM can do it.
No, that isn't what I meant. I guess what I meant was there's no, like, because one of the things about these tokens I got is that they are usable for any, they're usable for any game, like they're...
Yeah, these are free. Some of them are free, some of them are pay, and you can see which ones are free and which ones are pay.
Okay.
You can also favorite certain tokens. So if you like that goblin token, you can favorite it, and it'll be in your favorites.
Should we use like the red or the blue circles for like initiative or something?
Guys, I need to go take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
Because that would be, to me, it seems like that'd be very useful.
I
don't know. It's up to you. I was using green for like health because that means hit points seems to make the most sense to me.
For your hit points, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys could make that adjustment. It really is kind of video gamey. That's kind of funny. All of a sudden, we're really like... We're completely, we're pandering to the video game audience.
Yep. Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do to stay with it.
Yeah.
I love the little
do what the
symbols
kids want.
That's great.
There we go.
Poison. Yeah. Boo! No, you've been whatever that guy is. What is that? Like a skull in a hoodie, in a cap. Acid damage. I don't know what that ninja. I'm a ninja. There we go. Oh, you can keep on going. That's funny.
You're a ninja? Oh wow! Check that out. I just saw what you were talking about. I was like, what? Okay.
No, that's me in stealth mode. There we go. I think I'm gonna leave that up.
I'll be like, you're attacked by it. They're like, no, I'm in stealth mode. Didn't you see? I'm like, oh yeah, sorry. I mean, it says it right there. Like, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yep. See, it's right there. Indeed. No, this is pretty cool. I think this is actually going to be very, very helpful.
Cool. All right.
Yep. Oh, I love it. I especially love the rotating thing. I'm this way. No, I'm this way. No, it's great. I just want to see Foom, blunder drunkenly about. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
I think we're all looking forward to that. All right. And
I like this.
All right.
Alrighty, there we go. And now we just need Optic, but everybody else is set to go. Okay. The kids want video games, not books, are. Silence, Fallen. Silence. I can demod you in an instant, sir. You just watch out.
Look out, tough guy Arvis here.
Dice roller.
He's getting ready for Keith to just fall. He's
coming out of the booth.
Professor voice. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I had my first day today, so. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take care of that dice roller in just a second, but I do want to check this thing about... All right, let's see.
Like, if you want it shrunk a bit more, the width of that dice rolling box, I can shrink it.
So So you're talking about at the bottom, like underneath the large square, right? That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That should be about 3 lines size. Like if I do it, let me get you the.
Yeah, these are all Devon Knight, which is what I was thinking. Okay, see, so here we go. Oh my God, it's a goblin, but not just any goblin. It's giant goblin of death.
Oh wow, my first roll's a 1. Look at that. Look at that, guys. First roll's 1.
Hi.
Kill him before he gets to the children.
Inuk Chuck, Apache Chief reference. Come at me, bro.
But yeah, it should be 3 lines worth of.
That was pretty cool. Scary though, but cool.
Oh my gosh, yeah! Look at all this stuff. You can just get this all for free, and this is all free.
Yeah. There's free ones and then there's marketplace ones.
Yeah, I see the marketplace ones. Yeah, that's cool though.
But yeah, people have released heaps of free stuff, so don't be afraid to use it if you want to.
I got like a whole set. Like he had a whole set that was like some special deal where you could get them all for free. So I got a whole bunch of them. But
yeah.
So anyway, okay, now the dice roller. So let me try to get this dice roller working. So,
it should be 3 lines worth. So if you stretch out the dice roller to 3 lines, which is the rolling 1d20 and then the 7 dice icon and the 7 equals 7, like that width, that should fit there, hopefully. Cross fingers.
Okay. All right, so let's see.
And you may want to stretch out your dice rolling window so it's nice and 1 line, you know? 1 line for everyone's things.
1 line? Wait a minute. What do you mean? Because what I'm doing right now... Okay, so you're talking about... Okay. 1 line. So you just want the line roll, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you stretch out the... I was thinking you may want to stretch out the actual frame, like the actual window frame thing for the dice rolling. You know, you can stretch it out a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I know how to stretch out a window.
Yeah, and then you window capture that 3 lines worth. You know what I mean?
That looks a little bit too stretched.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hard because my resolution is completely different from your resolution, so it's.
Wait, look at what I'm putting on my stream right now. So, you talk about that, stretching it like that?
No, on the desktop you stretch it out. You don't stretch it out in OBS.
I stretch it on the desktop. How the heck do I do that? Well, I mean, I can go over the map. Is that what you mean?
No. When you're to the far left of my icon on the right where the dice rolling is.
Hey, Shadow, what's
up?
To the
very left of that.
Hang in there, chat. By the way, we're just getting some tech stuff fixed up. Sorry, Saab. Go ahead.
Sorry, to the left of it, a few pixels, you'll be able to actually stretch out the dice rolling window.
Just grab like the line, like you're just popping out.
Yeah, grab the line and you pop it out a bit more, and it should give you more.
Oh, I see. You're talking about the dice roller itself, not the chat window. Okay. Why is it?
If you stretch it out.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you capture it from there, like from the top left to the bottom right, and you should 3 lines worth. It should work, hopefully.
I'm trying to decide if I should capture. But see, what the thing is though, that dice roller is only going to catch me dice rolling. Like it's not going to catch the results. You know what I mean? Like it's.
No, it's going to grab ours.
It is. You see what I'm doing in stream? Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah. You dragged it out and then you dragged it back in.
Okay. So like.
Oh no, not that. The actual dice rolling result window.
That's what I was asking. Okay. Yeah. So the actual dice result window, I can grab that. Really?
If you stretch that out and then you window capture and then you grab a section of it,
Right. I know what you're saying, but the thing is, I can't seem to pop it out separately. The only thing it means I'm popping the entire sidebar window out, which is not going to be good.
Yeah. That's the only solution I could come up with. You have to pop the sidebar window out.
But I can't. If I do that, that's going to foul up. That's going to foul up the map, though. If I do that,
it just gives you less map room. That's all. You can zoom out a bit, maybe, and change the window capture location, the sub-region in OBS.
Yeah, but that's gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about. Yeah. I'm not wild about that. What's up, Snip? Hello, everybody. Hang in there. We're almost about to get started here. I'm just we're just finishing up the rest of the tech stuff.
Yeah, you need a separate window capture for the dice rolling. Hopefully it's okay. If not, just do what you can and fit it in there. Just as long as it's readable, because it's right now it's not readable. It's like
I know this sounds crazy, but could you double up? Like Roll20, could you have 2 instances of it and capture chat on one and the map on the other? I know that sounds nuts.
No, I actually thought about that, but I don't know that I'm able to do that without fouling up the campaign. I wish I could, because it'd make it a hell of a lot easier. Who am I getting feedback from? Is that you, John?
I'm getting it too.
I'm not saying anything.
La 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 la. Yep.
Someone. I wonder if that's serious, because he's got his headphones on his chair.
That could be.
That might be.
It is Cade. I just muted Cade and it's no feedback.
Oh, let me...
No feedback. Test 1, test 2. Yes, I'm only being heard once. I need the setup that Dave uses. Well, yeah, I mean, the truth is, Snip, I'm working on that. Some of this is actually based on what I saw on Dave's stream, but Dave is a very, very involved system that requires an enormous amount of work I don't have. So I'm doing what I can. You are part of the 1%, Div. I am so not part of the 1%. I'm here to tell you. No, I'm getting it again, John. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. All right.
Test 1, test 2.
Shit. I forgot we leveled up. I was not ready for this. I'm still...
Yeah,
We're now level 3.
Oh yeah, we leveled up twice. Nuts.
So hi everybody, we will be getting started on Chapter 2 of Ghosts of Dragonspear Castle in just a moment. We're using a new overlay, courtesy of the wonderful Sod.
How's that?
I've become Samil Adams. Test 1, test 2.
Better? Testing?
Sounds good.
Sounds better.
There we go.
Yep.
All right.
Cool. Now I just need to... All of a sudden, Inam has been elevated to DM status.
I don't want to, no.
Not my job, no.
That requires way too much thinking.
Okay, let's do that. Go with me.
Oof. Alrighty.
Okay, this is foam.
Oh, hey, I had that page open. So, level 3, increase my hit points to 24. General Divinity, second level cleric spell list.
Alright, there's this.
24 hit points, that's
Twitch Lincoln for DM. What's going on, Game Misconduct?
Hey, if anyone needs the what their level 3 upgrades are, I can tell to them if you want.
That would be super handy, although I think I got it. I think it's just like level 2 spells, and I'm super confused right now.
Hold on, let me get your
Yeah, the problem... I can try to capture the dice tab. The problem is if it's a separate window...
Until after we're done with all this tech stuff.
But it's not so easy to do that. Oop.
I would just add another window capture and then go... Sorry.
That's okay. Whoever just followed me,
I do
I'm
like
sorry
that there's now
because
two versions of me.
I can't actually see who just followed me. So I apologize. Whoever that was, thank you for following and for joining the Arvanauts and all that good stuff. I am sorry, but please make yourself known in chat so I can properly recognize you. I apologize unreservedly.
Boom, you have 3 level 1 spells and 1 level 2 spell.
Is it okay? So 3 and 1?
Yep.
And then now things got a little complex too because
and your hit points are now 24.
Okay.
I'll answer that in a minute,
Channel
Snip.
Divinity is 60-10.
Divinity is 60-10?
Yep. And the spells you gained...
Snip, I think the game that I'm going to be streaming tomorrow is probably going to be Machinarium, is what I'm going to do next. And then I am seriously considering streaming Ultima Underworld via DOSBox, which is just an incredible, outstanding, phenomenal game. And of course, next Thursday I've confirmed the Tin Man Games interview with Appointment with Fear, which is their brand new fighting fantasy game book conversion for Android. And also, I'm going to be streaming. An interview the following Thursday with the folks from Harebrained Schemes. They're going to be on my stream talking about the director's cut of Shadowrun Returns Dragonfall. So,
cool.
Those are all on the way up. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
So now I have domain spells. Beautiful. I can speak with animals.
Yeah, you are a Disciple of Life. When you restore hit points to a creature with a spell that has a level, that creature gains additional 2 plus the spell's level.
There we go.
Okay. You're going to have to remember all this. It's going to be a bit tricky.
Yeah.
But the spells you've got are lesser Restoration and Prayer of Healing.
What's up, Slanderbot? What's going on, dude? It's Samuel Adams. Now I think we're all set.
I need to fix up everyone's spreadsheet thing, so it's easier to kind of put things in, because right now it's a bit everywhere.
So to assume that's what that means, right? Cure wounds and speak with animals are pretty much now like cantrips, somewhat.
No.
Actually,
they're still normal spells,
but they don't count against my.
I could do that. Oh.
No, they still do. You have what's called Channel Divinity, where you can use up to 4d10 dice. You can use these to return to heal someone or restore or turn undead, and you roll like each d10. So you can choose you want to roll 2d10, and then you have 2 left over for another next action. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, is that like a daily thing, or how do those?
I think they restore every day. Yeah, each day you can use up to 4d10 Channel Divinity dice.
Yeah, the things we do for streaming.
And you can only roll up to your cleric level. So you have currently got 6d10, but you can only roll 3d10 worth at the moment.
Why is that not showing? I don't understand.
Holy crap, dude! Why weren't you using the restore health thing like earlier?
When we were all dying.
Well, it was level 2.
Because we just leveled up to level 3 at the end of the last campaign.
Yep. Okay, I didn't follow the level thing. Got it.
You can turn on Log, I don't know that I know what you mean about. I'm not entirely sure I know what you mean about packaging it. What do you mean? Because I'm going to be playing it through DOSBox, I assume. Oh, you mean to do all the stuff that, like the cool, whatchamacallit, like the I have to get it off Good Old Games first, and then okay. All right. Subregion select. No, I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, Foom, I made you a spell shortlist column. I mean, tab in your thing. You should probably put it in there. So you've got level 2. Just put them down below and put the spells in what they do. I can't remember what they do.
There we go. There we go. Look at how lovely. All right. Now let's see.
You can always just ignore that R for now and have the dice rolling another time.
No, I think I got it. I think
you got it.
Maybe I got it. Let's see. I just need to expand it slightly, but yes, I think I just about got it.
Ouch.
Oh man.
Ouch.
You said 3 lines worth, right? Basically, should do it.
I'm assuming it's 3 lines worth. I didn't really get time to test it.
I think you.
If not, you can fit 2 lines or 1 line.
I think it's a good assumption.
You can always sub-region less lines, you know. Prayer of Healing. Up to 6 creatures of your choice within range regain 1d8.6 heal hit points. Wow, that's really good.
That's what I'm taking.
And Lesser Restoration. I think that's the remove any poison or blind, or effect on them. Yeah. You can remove blindness, deafness.
Okay.
You said
disease, paralysis.
It's 3 in 1, right? First level, second level, 3 in 1. Is that right?
Yep. So you have 1 level 2 spell right now.
Yep.
Can you guys do me a favor and roll a couple of dice on your end?
Why, yes. Yes, I can. Schmack. Sneak attack. Whoppa.
Really. Really does 4, 5,
But yeah,
5 force damage.
Every heal now.
I'm so proud of that now.
That's very funny.
Wait, 2 plus spells level. So, Prayer of Healing would restore. Was it 1d8 plus 6 plus?
Thank you, Lego. What's up, Firehawken? Thank you so much for the follow,
3.
Firehawken. Firehawken, you weren't
4.
following me before? What the hell, Firehawken? I thought we had something, Firehawken.
So it's 1d8 plus 10. Prayer of Healing.
Okay.
And
Firehawken.
minor. You got Healing Word. Have you got Healing Word or is it Cure?
I actually have both queued up right now.
Yeah, Healing Word will be 1d8 plus 4.
Wow, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Oh.
There we go. That's not bad. Now that needs I still need to make some adjustments to it, but that's not too bad. All right. Now I just need to move this the hell out of the way, which I can do by putting this over here.
Hey, Sod.
That was Healing Word, right? What about Cure Light Wounds? That's about. I thought that was close to the same.
Yeah, Cure Wounds is 2d8 plus 2.
2d8 plus 2.
Which makes it 2d8 plus 4. Because it's a level 1 spell. And
Good.
Wait. No, it's plus 5, sorry, plus 5.
So where are you getting the how are you adding this up?
Your Domain Life
Right.
gives you 2 plus spell level for
Oh, it's
healing.
plus spell level. Okay, I was doing
Yeah.
character level.
And that's a level 1 spell, so
Right.
you get 2 plus 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, 2 plus 1, which is 3.
Right.
Hey, Sod. Sod.
Oh, yep,
Quick
sorry,
Foreman.
series.
You're good. When it says for level 3 fighters, it says increase your attack bonus to +3. What does that mean?
So basically, your base attack bonus, so all your attacks now have a +1 to it, to hit. So
What
you
were
should
they
have
before?
Sorry?
What were they before?
Plus 5. Now it should be +6. And your range would be plus... hold on, let me get your character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, so remind me, the attack bonus is proficiency plus attack bonus,
Yeah.
All right.
and the proficiency
Plus
adds how
any
much?
ability
3?
modification.
Plus proficiency adds +2,
Proficiency
and
adds
your
+2.
your attack bonus. Sorry, that's your base attack bonus. Sorry, the proficiency thing. It's kind of weird how they name things, but
The thing that we get at level 3 is to add to proficiency? That's the attack bonus to
I
+3?
guess. Let me check.
That would make sense, I think.
Because they used to have base attack bonus and then strength and then like additional bonuses and proficiency bonus. Like it used to be all separate.
Right. Because my strength modifier is
Where's the
+3
spreadsheet?
before
Sorry,
proficiency was +2.
Is it classified as a proficiency bonus? Let's check. Human fighter.
Thank you for checking into that.
Base increase your attack bonus. That's your base attack bonus. So it is kind of separate from your proficiency. Wait. Oh no, it's attack bonus. It's called attack bonus too. So yeah, it's just +3.
So that is the proficiency then.
Yes, that is the proficiency.
Let me jump in for 1 second, guys. First of all, those of you who have been in chat, we're going to get started in a second. The tech stuff is now worked through. This is Ghosts of Dragonspear Castle, Chapter 2. I will summarize what's happened in the story in just a moment, and the Infinity and Beyond crew will get underway. We are missing one person at the moment, and that is Optic, who I think is getting home from work, but we will get started, and he will join us afterwards. You will notice there's a couple of innovations, including the fact that rather than having squares, we actually have tokens on the map. That's one thing. Of course, even more important is this new overlay. Gentleman's Overlay got us started, and we really appreciate it and gave us some good ideas to work with. Sod has done this overlay, and there will be further tweaks and adjustments to make, but we're just kind of further advancing what happens with D&D. So this is 5th edition. After these guys are done with this adventure, they did Chapter 1 already. There's this chapter and then 2 more. We will be moving on to the full official rules, which I picked up at Gen Con last month. And if you like what you see in here, please make sure to follow not only me, but all the gentlemen who you see playing tonight. And I'll have them introduce themselves as well once they're done leveling up and stuff.
Yeah, I just read that thing about the attack bonus. Yeah, you're definitely right on that. Okay.
So yeah, it's proficiency is +2, and then you have Oh, wait. Sorry. No, wait. The attack bonus is the proficiency, so they're both the same. So yeah.
So you mean to
say? Yeah, it says you gain a +2 bonus to any attack roll using weapon which you have proficiency. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that they're both the same now. They used to be separate, were different.
Okay. All right, that makes sense now.
So yeah, so your base attack bonus, which is also known as your proficiency, is now +3.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we've now got a couple moves. So you got Second Wind, obviously. You've got Action Surge, and you got Awareness and Improve Critical.
Awareness, Improve Critical, yeah.
Improve Critical is badass.
19 or 20. Oh yeah.
Hi, Kathleen.
I know, it's so good.
Hi, Kathleen.
And if we get a keen weapon, it's 18, 19, 20. And you're just like, yes.
Oh my gosh.
You know what else is good?
And level 5.
This awesome graham cracker I'm having.
Oh my gosh.
That's also good.
So what's our current XP at? Like,
so your current XP, I believe, is at 2,000, but I wanted to say something about that. Starting with the new adventure, and I'm thinking about implementing it here, they have put into place an alternate system of experience called milestone experience, which I am much more in favor of. And basically what it is when you reach milestones in the adventure, you level to the next level that would be required. The way that sort of the incremental stuff is done is much more based on things like equipment, story points, different things that you get to that will allow you to reach that next stage. But rather than it being a constant, I got 500 experience, 50 experience, 70 experience, 80 experience, it's much more on a milestone by milestone level.
Isn't that essentially what you just did, though? I know we got
more or less. Yes, that's pretty much what I did. Yeah, and I just think it works better. But the thing is, I didn't know I was going to have to do that, and I think sort of telling you guys up front might be better. That's what's happening. Okay. So I'm thinking strongly of moving in that direction anyway, so we might do that for this too. Because the truth is, this is a very good adventure, but the one thing they fouled up is they do not have any idea what the experience is just completely off. So I've had to do a lot of adjustments on the fly. So
that would work anyway, so that we don't have to sit there and ask after every mob, like, how much was that worth?
No, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Just quickly, Arv, you should put the dice roller above the background and just put it squish it all the way down to the bottom.
I should do what now?
The dice rolling window.
You want me to put it down?
Put it above the background in the layers, like have it higher above, and you can just put it on top and just put it down below.
No, it actually is on top. But the reason that I'm doing it that way is because, well, I'll show you. If I drop it to this and then stretch it to this, I have this space in the middle, and the reason is that the map itself doesn't...
Give me one quick second here, guys.
Your thing.
I need a good way to put in dice rolling somehow.
So there, I mean, you'll be able to see it in just a minute. Now you see the way it looks if it's like fit based on what we're looking at in the system. I mean, it looks okay, but...
Yeah, I didn't know how to properly region that because each person has a different resolution, and text size, and
the pictures look much better. I mean, the setup for the pictures looks better because it looks more like everyone's sitting around a table. You know what I mean? So that's cool. I like that, and I think the chat actually looks. There's that nice area for chat to be in the left, which is cool. So
keep it up, Burner. One of these days, I'm just going to shave it.
See, if you don't stretch out the OBS. The actual dice rolling window in OBS, but you stretch out the actual dice rolling result window in your browser.
I know you're asking me to do that, but if I do that, I'm losing too much room on the map. There's not enough room as it is.
So you don't have enough room. Okay.
I can't do it because I can't pull it out separately. That's the problem. Yeah, I mean, what Foom said would be ideal. If I could somehow run 2 instances of Roll20 and put one on my, I mean, who the hell knows where chat would go, but put one on my left monitor and put one on my right monitor or whatever, then I could do whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like, that would be fine. But as it is right now, all of this has to occupy what is still like a 20-inch monitor. It's not like a small, tiny little thing, but there's only so much room for everything to be going on. So
can you put it back to normal size, like the default size, and then I can take a screenshot of that and kind of region it, try and see if I can get it.
Do you mean like in OBS, right? You mean?
Yeah.
So so I'm putting the dice
your default layout, and then you put the dice roller.
Yep, I'll show you what the dice roller looks like before I stretch it.
Like what size you want it and all that, because I need a good size. I need to tell what size you want.
Well, I mean, right there. So if you can look at that right there. What's up, Shane? That right
there's
there.
delays, so
Yeah, I know. You'll see it in a second. Now, right now, it's over the map, but actually, the size of that size. Like, let me put this down to the bottom. Move to bottom. You'll be able to see. Like, that size, I think, actually looks pretty good. The problem is it's not quite enough room to get everything in. You'll be able to see in a minute. So right now, you see it on top of the map, and in a second, you'll see me basically drop it in OBS so that now it's just underneath. Now it's the right size underneath, but it's only one line.
Well, you stretched it now, like right now, and that's enough for 3 lines there. That's about 3-ish lines. Now you're stretching it more. I think it's readable even without you stretching it out. If it's back to its default size, it's still quite readable.
Do you really? Well, okay. So you're seeing it now, where now the map is over it, and you just see Sunil Adams gets an initiative of 9, right? That's what you see.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're suggesting I do what to the dice roller?
If you stretch it back down to its default.
Yep. I just did it now, and I'll wait for you to see it. You think that's readable, really?
Is that readable for people? Because if it is, then I can set that's the default. If not, we can just leave it like that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Chat, is that you're just seeing now readable where I stretched it down? So there's a large black area to the left, and then you've got the dice roller to the right.
I'll get rid of that black area, and I'll put that in the middle.
Right, yeah, that's what I figured. But is that readable, guys? Is the dice roller itself readable? And yes, Glob, I just congratulations, by the way, Glob. And I just started my first day today. So, and I found out my science fiction class is running. There was a little dicey because of the way they changed around enrollments, but it is going to run, which is awesome. So
everywhere I was reading said cranberry juice isn't doing shit.
Well, all right. It's readable. I can read it. Fine on my end. I can see. And okay. All right. So then, yeah, Saad. So I guess if that's readable to everybody,
print screen, paint.
Actually, Burner, you would be surprised how much Inam looks different now to me than he looked in high school.
Like I said,
I
am an entirely different person from who I was in high school and how I look.
Yeah. Looks very different. Okay, so good. So when you guys are done leveling up, and then, as I say, Sod will make an adjustment in the overlay, but this is good for right now.
Yeah, so just stretch it out for now. Yeah.
Okay. So for now, I'm going to stretch it out. Stretch it out. I'm stretching it out, baby. Okay. All right. Are you guys done with your leveling up shenanigans?
I'm cool. I might have a couple questions later, but I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything special? Because I'm
confused on the divinity stuff. Sorry, but other than that, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. What's up? So what's up in them?
Is there anything special for it other than like the basic stuff it says on the sheet, like level 2, increase your HP and all that? The main thing I want to talk about is like, do I just have to pick these spells? Are we going to be going into town to buy stuff? I don't know how all this works. How you're wanting it to work as far as
you are back in. Well, so you're back in Daggerford, and the assumption is that there's been about let's see. It's been basically about a month or so since the events of the last adventure, so you will definitely have had time to pick up some other spells. And I think there's a list of spells, if I'm not mistaken, in the book itself that I sent you guys, which you would be able to use, which isn't necessarily on your, that isn't just in the set of your, like, basic character. Does any of what I just said make sense?
Yeah, it's there.
Kind of.
Okay, so in other words, there's a list of mage spells.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got.
And you have access to. You have access to those, so it's not just what your character said. Right? Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. You would have access to the appropriate level spells listed there.
Okay, but here's what my point is though. Is like, are you wanting us to just add randoms? I'm hearing that echo again, by the way. Are you just wanting us to add random spells, or do we have to role play it? Am I gonna have to go somewhere and learn them from someone, or
you've had a chance to actually you've had a chance to actually talk to a couple of you've had a chance to talk to a couple of people. Daggerford's big enough that you've had a chance to speak to some people basically who are willing to sell and train you a little bit in the usage of the spells. So there's nothing specific about this. Larger, more elaborate spells may be things that either you'll find or you might have to get in another context. But for this still relatively low level, no, you don't. There's no.
Yeah, for cantrips, I think every mage kind of.
Or even like
Well, I'm not even talking like just the cantrips. Like level 2, I get 2 new spells according to the little paper here. Level 3, I get 2 other new spells, so I can just like keep the level appropriate but pick whatever I want type of thing. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. Yes, for that level, from that list. From that list.
Yeah.
In other words, if you get the player's handbook, you can't be like, "Hey, I found Inam's beard growing spell." I'm like, "What? Your what spell?"
No, everything that I'm going off of, like, here's the giant tome of all the spells that were from those papers you gave us.
Yep.
This is my class, and then this is just how spells work, and on the back here, this is the actual spell list. So all my materials are coming from these things.
Yes.
Nothing that was released recently.
Yep, that is correct. Okay. That's cool then. All right, let me just some.
I'll get to work doing that.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly pull up some music for chat. And I will be using my default little Final Fantasy VI Balance and Ruin in honor of my recently won Final Fantasy run, 6 run, which was great.
Oh, did you beat it already? Nice.
I did beat it. Took about 11 days of sessions to play. Yeah, it was that last boss fight, man. And part 4. Now you just fight life.
There's 4. Yeah.
Oh yeah, welcome to Final Fantasy boss fights.
No, I know, dude. I know. I mean, I've done that. I know.
So how did you end up getting past that one part you were stuck on? Did you just have to go back and grind, or what happened?
I'm trying to remember. Was it the
guy with the 2 arms?
Oh god, yeah, I had to grind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just was not strong enough, so I had to go back. So I was grinding for about 5 hours, I would guess, out of the 32 or 33 hours it took me to play. So that's not terrible. I mean, I loved Final Fantasy VI. It's probably my second favorite now. Final Fantasy VII still edges it out just because it was my first, and it was such... I mean, I shouldn't say it was my second Final Fantasy experience, but it just blew me away. So 7 still edges it out a little bit, but 6 is now squarely in second place, ahead of 9, and I was really, really impressed with it. But the grinding part has always been my least favorite part of any, basically any kind of these games. That's my part I like the least, but I was able to do it, and I really liked, it had a big, I was going to say this, I don't know if you heard me talking about this, but it had a big Mass Effect 2 feel to me, with, like, all of the different characters and white loyalty missions, but, like, some of them help each other in the process of, I won't get into, I don't want to spoil the story, but the different characters help each other at some points, and it just reminded me a lot of, like, the final scene in Mass Effect 2, where it's like, if you don't rescue some of them, maybe even Shepard doesn't make it all the way, so I don't know, it was cool. It was amazing to me how many things Final Fantasy VI innovated, so.
Yeah, it was funny that you say that, because I was just thinking about the campaign tonight with the experience that you mentioned. I was like, oh, that's kind of how Mass Effect 2 did it.
Yep. So. I'm telling you. Great minds think alike. Okay. So, the one person I haven't added into this is, we do not have Optic here, and as you guys know, and we don't have to have Optic, we replace them. So, let's see.
We do have Optic here.
What?
He's right over there.
Yeah, Optic just appeared.
My god.
He's right there.
Out of nowhere.
Amazing.
Lurking in
here for a while.
Oh, jeez.
Chilling.
The heck, man? I literally was about. I was like,
see this?
No, I didn't even see him pop in. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, what's up, dude?
I would have said hello, but you're all
Not much.
so.
All right, let me add in our good friend
How's
Optic.
work, dude? We have tokens now, Optic.
Yeah, did you see
I
that?
know, I see this.
Optic, I don't know if you like yours. I just chose one for you randomly. I don't know if you're cool with it or not.
By the way, guys, how's everyone with the icons and stuff? Is that fine for the layout? Have you looked at it?
Looks good to me.
Yeah, you gave me a
I like
staff.
it.
That makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Optic is here, everybody. All right, and now I'm going to give you control.
That sounded a lot more sarcastic than it was meant at all.
Yeah.
I'm tired and beaten down today, dude. I like staffs with my wizards, and so I didn't realize that was an option. That was really good. I'm sorry I sounded like an ass. I'm gonna go.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna go do my spells now.
Okay, who did I give? Oh, that's who I gave Optic to. Okay, Optic, you were I'm going to give you control of this guy. You are controlled by... Genie Verglas. There we go. And that's they chose. I think Sod suggested this because of the purple. You can have another one if you want, but that was who I gave you. So you now have control of that guy, top left, that purple guy. You should be able to move him around.
With just the select move?
Yeah, you can just drag and move him. Or I think Sod said you can also use arrows, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Can he dance too? Oh.
You can spin him, yes, but you only see it when you stop.
There, now he looks like Superman.
All right, yes, Fing Muficus Fum. Okay, so I will introduce all these guys. So now let me know, make sure that my voice and everyone's voice is okay with the music. I am going to introduce, have each of these gentlemen introduce themselves, and we will start this time just for the heck of it. We'll start on my right as you're looking at the stream. We'll start with Soliel Rain, who I keep wanting to call Chocolate Rain just because of the song, but
Chocolate Rain.
Chocolate Rain. All right, Soliel, Inam, would you explain who you are and why you are here?
Sure. I am playing Soliel Rain. He is a human mage. I am a Nominatus. I'm a variety caster here on Twitch. Full time, all that fun goodness.
Good one.
Yeah.
He's a good one. All right, down below him is Samuel Adams, being played by Series Runner. Series Runner, please explain yourself.
Yep. I'm a fighter. Pretty straightforward. Not in real life.
You're pretty good at swatting flies, I have to admit.
That's true. Two-handed swords. I'm also a variety caster, looking to stream more often.
Mm-hmm. Getting ready for Smash Brothers, and he
He's
and
also
I.
really good stuff that you should follow him.
Yeah, he plays very
Oh,
good.
you guys are too nice.
And Series and I are co-oping
You guys want
Divinity
Smash?
Original Sin.
Oh yeah, we need to do that more often.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you guys are looking into Smash, definitely follow my channel. It's going to be I'm going to be switching from variety caster into more of a
MLG
straightforward
Smash.
one game. Yeah, I'm
Evo
going to give it a shot,
or
unless it sucks.
MLG.
Unless it sucks, yeah. But, there you go.
Cool. All right, below him is some guy who no one on Twitch has ever heard of. I mean, he's just some guy who anybody doesn't know. Currently wearing what jersey is that?
This would be Adrian Peterson.
Yes, Adrian Peterson, who plays for the Minnesota Clown Stars. I mean, no, the Minnesota Vikings, of course.
Wow.
The Minnesota retirement home. Yeah.
Oh, man. It hurts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to King Foom. Foom, why don't you explain your
Yeah, hi,
character, etc.?
I'm King Foom, Fing Muficus, your friendly drunken cleric, or your local drunken cleric. I don't know, I'm a drunken cleric. That's what you got.
Yep. That's who it is. Obviously,
who it
you should be following him if you're not already, but I imagine...
Yeah,
most people
I do stuff on Twitch.
I do some Twitch things. All right, let's slide right across that dice roller over to the man who's currently covered in shadow, because that's how he rolls, just back from his job. Mr. Op.
Hey,
Has
that's
no
how he
idea.
rolls. Get it?
He's a warlock. He's supposed to be all
He doesn't.
shadowy and...
You should spend the whole
That's
cast
way
like
my
this.
camera works. I tried to fix it like 20 times.
What's up, Optic? Well, you want to explain who you are and etc.?
I am Dejini Verglas, the elven mage of the situation.
He was secretly trying to be a warlock and dominate the world, but let's not get into that.
That too, yeah.
I thought you were going
Pretty much.
necromancer. Aren't you the one who wants to be like a necromancer?
Yeah, with my my collection
over the
of all
world.
the things.
All the things, all those things.
All the
yeah.
things. All right, cool. Definitely follow him as well. To the right above him is Cade Marmados, being played by...
John Helfers, the only non-streaming member of this group.
That's right.
However, I do appear on the podcast Critical Glitch, the Shadowrun podcast, talking about Byron Frost and other upcoming novels. So I had to plug that. I'm playing Cade Marmados, the irrepressible halfling rogue.
Hooray for more Shadowrun now.
Very nice. Yay, Shadowrun.
Thank you.
All right.
Shadow.
Yes. Above him are the person who's responsible for this new overlay and owner of the
needs
Cat
work.
Lily. Sod, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yes, Kitty.
Facade.
I can't bring her over, she's sleeping, but yeah. I am Domdor Grumblehammer, the dwarf fighter of the party, and I want to thank everyone who joined in the Save Domdor Fund from last session. and he survived, luckily, at the end.
Oh.
Yes, these guys did actually make it. So this is the assembled group, is the Infinity and Beyond crew. Let me catch everyone up. My name is Arvin Elleron, by the way. I am the Dungeon Master of this impressive group of fine, hardy fighters. Adventurers. And I am happy to be casting as usual on Twitch tonight. I am also a variety caster, although I tend to focus a lot on story and narrative-based games, RPGs, stuff like that. And I just finished Final Fantasy VI. I'm going to be playing Machinarium tomorrow. The next big game that I'm going to be streaming is going to be Shadow of Mordor at the end of the month. I am desperately trying to get the Shadow of Mordor people on, but I don't care if they're on or not, because I will stream it anyway, because it's Tolkien and it's adventure, it's Shadow of Mordor, come on. Also going to be looking at Dragon Age Inquisition later, and I am all over Pillars of Eternity, which looks amazing, and also Torment next year and Arkham Knight next year, which are both going to be good, so... All right, so that sums up us. So hello, everyone. Good to see everyone tonight. This is Ghost of Dragonspear Castle. Let me summarize quickly what has happened. In the first adventure, the first chapter, this is called Fane the Sun Swallower. These gentlemen met each other in Daggerford, a town in the Sword Coast, where they saw the hanging of a red wizard, Arvik Thanos, a red wizard of Thay. He was responsible for having broken into this manor of one of the local lords and having stolen something from him, specifically a coral altar, which they managed to take. He actually smashed it up and, tried to destroy things. And that coral altar, they were looking for something in his. They tried to steal something from his place, which was also an altar, you guys found out later on. As the hanging finishes, these guys found out that a hold close to the swamp that was nearby had been attacked by a black dragon. When these promising adventurers went over to find out what was going on, they found a group of diseased lizard folk had attacked, and the black dragon had appeared at the hold and basically demanded that they hand over, that the leader of the hold hand over what was a coral altar. Took the coral altar and flew back with it to his lair. So these guys, hearing about that and hearing about the diseased lizard folk, went in to find out what had happened to the dragon and why they had taken this coral altar. On the way, they ran into Mama Booga and her crew, which was a group of orcs and half-dwarf, half-orcs, which we called dorks. Foom did a little bit of romantic diplomacy, which involved a headbutt, and aggroed the whole place. But you guys managed to survive that encounter, and in the process, Cade decided to get all Animal Planet on us and ended up bonding with a dragon, a small black dragon called Stampy. Stampy bonded with him, but all of you recognized it was a bad idea to hold on to a black dragon wormling, because eventually the black dragon mommy or daddy will come looking for it. So you had another reason to go there. After an unfortunate encounter with some frogmen and another unfortunate encounter with an exploding boat, thanks to columns of flame being called down by somebody inside this boat. Eventually, they found their way to a temple where they found a group of where the group of diseased lizard folk had been coming from, led by their insane lizard queen Vectha, who basically came along with you. And while you were on your way there, they were accompanied by Mention, who was supposedly a soldier from Daggerford. I'll come back to the supposedly part in a second. So they go into the temple. They had some fights with sturges and some fights with lizardmen. They found a lizardman who helped guide them farther down into the temple. And eventually they made their way down to the lair of the Black Dragon, Thos Veyron, and Thos basically told them that he would let them leave once he saw the Black Dragon wormling. Stampy basically saved Cade and the rest of the party, and so he took his wormling back, and you guys in exchange found the coral altar, but it had been broken into, and something had been removed from the inside. Once you got back to Daggerford, they discovered that the person who had been with them, actually before they got back to Daggerford, Mention, it turned out, actually basically tried to knock them out and take what it was from the altar. She was the one who had broken open the altar. So whoever it was that you thought was Mention was not, because when you got back to Daggerford, you saw the actual mention hanging up a bounty notice. So whoever it was that was traveling with the party was not mentioned. It was somebody else who was masquerading as same.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was right. That was the twist. And the last thing that I want to mention is that the bounty notice that she was nailing to the post was a sketch of a bald, chubby-faced woman in her late 20s with beady black eyes and no eyebrows. And on that was a bounty notice for a wizard called Darwa Dalian, also known as Boo Boo Doll. Not making that up. Who was last seen with the recently deceased Arvik Zaltos. So the guy, the red mage that you had seen hung, she had been hanging out with him. And so there is a bounty on her head to find her, either 50 gold pieces for information leading to her arrest, or 1,000 gold pieces for her capture. And that brings us up to the present. So basically what they know is, they know the Red Wizards of Thay are up to something. That was the guy who got hung. They know they're up to something around here. They know about this 1,000 gold piece bounty placed on the head of Darwa Dalian. And they know that someone is smashing up these altars that across the land and taking something from inside the altar, although they don't know what. So that's basically your summary. There we go. What's up, crew?
Welcome to the stream.
All right. There we go. So, all right. So, here we go. So, it's about a month after the events of Chapter 1. And you guys have been enjoying the experience of being, well, dragon slayers. Some people don't seem to get the idea that you didn't actually really slay any dragons. Like, you know, that wasn't really what happened. But you guys haven't really done a lot to sort of dissuade them of that opinion because, you know, it gets you into all the best movie theaters, you know what I'm saying? So you've got into the best pubs, you've been sort of made much of, and your excursion to the Lizard Marsh has taken on mythic proportions at times. And I want to give a few details about that. A refreshing summer breeze brought the citizens of Daggerford out in droves. The markets are crowded and bustling, and as you move through the square, you hear a swell of laughter and clapping. A sizable crowd is gathered around a stall dressed up to resemble a miniature theater. Hand puppets and marionettes parade about, and you recognize the characters as wood and cloth effigies of Duke Maldwin and Sir Istival. You guys remember, of course, that Duke Maldwin is the ruler of Daggerford, and Sir Istival is the paladin, who basically has been kind of your commander, sending you off on these various missions. Every time the paladin speaks, he bows before the Duke deferentially, and every time the Duke replies, he beats the paladin upside the head with a stick, much to the joy of children and adults alike. Suddenly, in the puppet show, a black dragon swoops down and carries Sir Istival away. And as the rest of the play unfolds, new characters are introduced. Domdor, you were a little bit surprised to see what looks like a dwarven puppet kind of moving around the stage and speaking in a gruff Scottish accent. Jeannie, you see something which looks very similar to a purple-cloaked warlock kind of moving around in the background and muttering in tongues. Every so often, Thing, you think you see a puppet kind of stumbling across the stage and like, what is it about? And then like continuing to stumble, you assume that's your guy. Soliel, you actually see someone, what the puppet has in the background is, got his arms crossed and like every so often is shaking his head as he watches the other people kind of, you know, go around crazily. Samil, you every so often are, you see a puppet that you assume is you kind of swinging the two-handed sword back and forth against the wall and then like, huzzah, and like kind of lifting his sword up like that. And then lastly, when you do that, you see a small figure kind of scooting out from behind you with two daggers looking very much like a half-sized person, perhaps even a halfling, who looks a little bit like Cade. So it looks as if you guys are the stars of your own puppet show.
As long as my puppet's bigger than Cade's, I'm fine.
My royalties, my likeness is being used unauthorized. Arrgh.
So this looks like a play. You guys can stay and watch it if you want. It looks like it's a play about you guys.
I want to see how the show turns out, so I will. Besides, I'm small enough where I can get away with it. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go drink with Thing.
All right. Well, for those of you who are not drinking,
sounds like a plan.
For those of you who are not drinking, you of course are immediately. Everyone buys you a drink in the bar. You have had no problem finding alcohol since this whole thing happened. So as you guys are watching Cade, you notice that your character is called Thiefy Thieferson. Then Samil, your name is Laffy Longsword. They don't really seem to know your exact names. Soliel, you're known as Wizzy the Mage.
I want to be known as Sloshy McBurps.
Yeah, it actually sounds something like that, yes.
Tipsy McStagger.
And basically, as you guys are watching, and the puppets are like, the story basically shows these heroes traveling through the marsh to rescue Sir Istival from the Black Dragon. And while they're doing this, Istival keeps trying to keep the dragon from eating him. And the way that they've designed to do it is they have him tell bad jokes about its mama. So it's like, your mama's so fat that when she flies, they call it an eclipse. Your mama's so fat that when she lands, trees fall in Cormier. Your mama's so ugly that when she sticks her head in the sand, she causes an earthquake, right? And this kind of goes on. They think this is very funny. A lot of the kids seem to think it funny. The adults sort of don't really know what to think. And by the way, no one has noticed you sort of standing at the edge of the crowd watching this as this is going on. But it continues. And one of the things you notice is that you guys don't seem to be sort of making a lot of decisions on your own. It's sort of like Istival's like, go do this. And then you're like, all right, and then you like go run over and do whatever you're doing. So very clearly, you guys are sort of literally and figuratively puppets, as it's described here. So you're watching, and everyone seems to be very, very like happy with this. They're very excited about this little puppet show.
So I'm going to go ahead and take out an arrow and aim for one of the puppets.
Now, do you want to make that a called shot? I assume over the heads of 700 children, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
These puppeteers are new to the area, is that correct?
Well, actually, you don't know who they are yet, but you could certainly go and say hi to them.
Well,
if you want.
they've come on puppet shows before, lampooning the local politics, etc., etc.
Yes, well, you do know that there are a couple of famous puppeteers, yes, but you don't actually know who these are because right now you just came across them.
Right.
You know that there's a halfling duo that does a lot of puppet shows in the area.
I'm going to edge to the side and see if I can get a look at the who's pulling the strings. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
As you look over, you do in fact see that they are two halfling performers, and you recognize them. These are the ones who do this. These are Sunny and Skylar Daggerthwart, and they have a reputation for doing kind of broad, like they do a lot of burlesque. They have an after-hours puppet show, which is called Marionettes After Dark, and there's the subtitle is "Who Pulls Your Strings, Baby." So that's what they do at night.
Wow.
But they also have a kids production, which they do sort of during the day, and that's obviously what this is. And they haven't noticed you yet, but they're going
fine.
along.
I want to avoid being noticed right now. That's perfect. If there are constantly in the show, so I'll edge back and watch the rest of the show and see what turns out.
Okay. Anyone else? Or anyone else who's not drinking, doing anything?
I'm kind of curious just what's going on. Yeah.
Okay. So the puppet show continues, and you notice that it keeps glossing over details. Like there's this whole thing about the fight that you guys had with Mama Booga, except here the way they do it is basically they show one picture and then they show Fing's puppet like ramming into the other puppet, and then there's just a lot of screaming and a lot of chaos, and then it's all over. Which is sort of similar, I guess, to what happened. But they sort of, and then they bring out the Black Dragon Wormling, but apparently they didn't have like two different sizes, so they bring out a Black Dragon which is like 5 times your size. So they show like Cade like looking up like at the dragon and like okay, or I'm sorry, Thiefy McThieferson as they call it, and he's like okay boy, okay. And by the way, every time they use you, Cade, they use this incredibly high pitched voice. This is great. Okay, I want you to follow me. You're gonna do exactly what I say all the time, right? And Domdor, whenever they use you, they're just like, this is great. I can't understand why. Like they just sort of create like a ridiculous over the top accent. It's not exactly subtle, you know what I mean? Subtlety is not really the purpose. And when they have the exploding ship, this is particularly epic because they actually have like a little flame thing that they set off like a firework in the background. So you actually see the firework go up and the kids ooh and ah. And as the kids ooh and ah, the one of them who looks up happens to look up and see the figure of Solio Rain standing over it, and he's like, and he looks up and he looks at the puppet show. He looks back up and he looks at the puppet show. He's like, hey, and he starts elbowing the kid next to him. He's like, hey, look who it is. And the kid in front is like, what? He's like, no, look. And all of a sudden the kid looks, and all of a sudden a murmur starts to spread throughout the crowd, and all of a sudden everyone's like, and then there's this big buzz, and then they all turn, and then they all stand up, and they're applauding you and cheering. And the two puppeteers are kind of like confused, obviously, so that the puppet show stops, and they come out from behind and they see you, and they're like, we're really sorry about all this. This isn't quite we thought we wanted to honor the heroes of Daggerford, so we thought we'd do that. And as they're doing that, you can see them like concealing the super large dragon and the figure of Istival like behind their back. So they're like, yeah, so it's wonderful to see you, and perhaps you should be heading on your way now. I wouldn't want to hold back any of the heroes of Daggerford. I wouldn't want you to do that. We're just closing up anyway.
No, please.
I
continue.
I really so they kind of back off.
Actually, that's right. If the heroes bade you perform, I think people have all come here to see a show, haven't you, people?
Oh, I'm definitely whipping the crowd up into asking them to continue.
Yeah.
Like, no.
I'm joining with Salil as well.
I would hate to interrupt this lovely affair here. Continue.
This
Continue.
epic.
Yeah,
they're like,
I agree.
They're like, all right. Well, we'll make a couple of adjustments. Just a couple of changes to the original script.
I'm staring them down.
Change it a little bit.
Doing
So the rest of it, so then the rest of it they do for like first of all they wrap up. This was a long epic thing, right? Then they wrap the whole rest of it up, like from the temple they do in like 5 minutes, and they're just like you go through 5 minutes and they're like, all right, that'll be all for tonight. Curtain closes, like they fold up shop and immediately like hurriedly walk away. So you guys are standing there, sort of looking at that and shaking your head, and as you do that, so you guys do that now. Samil and Fing, you guys are back in the tavern, yeah. Drinking it up?
Yep. I am.
Okay, so the three of them are. Okay, so as you guys are there, a peasant girl with bright green eyes and long tangled hair approaches you nervously. She is carrying a basket of bread, and she appears to be with child. I don't mean carrying a child, I mean, with child, as you understand the definition.
In the oven.
Yes. She says, "Are you the friends of Sir Istival?"
What?
Yep. What do you want? Things like, what do you want?
Go on, Domdor, do the Scottish accent.
You can do an Australian one if you want, Domdor.
No.
Okay.
I just look over and go.
What's up, Greg?
I just make a grumble noise.
Yeah, you are part of the militia too, buddy. Don't forget that. So
Right.
Protect.
So okay, so Domdor, you actually respond. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, I just look over and grumble and go.
And so she doesn't really. She seems she looks very nervous. You doubt that she's ever been inside a tavern. That's pretty likely, you think. So she's kind of
I'm still looking at her. I'm just.
I maybe. So she looks for help at Samil and Fing. She's like,
I'm not there. I'm at the play.
oh, you're at the play. Oh, I'm sorry. So Fing.
Yep.
So I apologize. So she looks at Fing, and she's like, thank you for the follow, Eternity. Welcome to the Arbonauts. So she looks at Fing, and she's like, she sort of reaches out, and so she asks you the same question. She says, Fing, she says, are you a friend of Sir Istival? Thanks, Sword.
Who's asking?
Well, my name is Anya Ulchabar.
Very long, confusing name, child.
I was waiting to see what. My name is Adolf Hitler. Well, and that, I was like, what name were you looking for? I am Martin Luther King. Okay, Okay, so she says, please, meet me in the shadow of Delphin's Tower at dusk. It's very important. And she looks at you, and she looks at all of you, and then hurriedly she turns around and leaves with her basket of bread.
Child, I have known it. Oh.
As you turn around,
What was that all about?
So yeah, she said it only so that only Fing could hear it, actually. So Fing, you know this now that she said, but she was clearly saying it to the group of you, but she seemed to think that you were less
supposed to
scary.
Meet at the farmhouse in the shadows.
All right, I remember
Farmhouse in the shadows.
Yeah. Her name was Martin Luther King. I don't remember.
Go ahead.
Back to drinking.
She said, I have a dream that I will meet you in the tower. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Can you do me a favor and can you roll a wisdom check for me, please, Foam?
Me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
Something about the name Delphin's Tower is jogging your memory.
It's a plus.
Nothing another drink won't cure.
+3. All right, where am I at? Dice. Boom. Oh, and I didn't add the +3, but add +3 to this. It's a 20.
Okay.
Boom.
So you know a little bit of information about Delphin and his tower, having stayed around here. Delphin's tower is actually named after the venerable wizard who owns it. You know that Delphin is believed to be well over 100 years old. He disappeared for a while during an event in the Forgotten Realms called the Spell Plague, but he has since returned. And he knows that wizards come far and wide to study at Delphin's tower, but few are admitted. In fact, Solil actually went over at one point and asked to sort of study with him, and he couldn't even actually get in the door because Delphin is just like, blah, 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 blah. That was the deal with that. What is this? Oh my God! Thank you. I'm in the middle of doing this, and Glob's like, "Here, have a gift." Thank you very much, Glob. I appreciate that, man. He gave me a copy of Overlord Complete Pack. Thank you, Glob. I appreciate that, dude.
What? I just got Overlord 2 from Epidemic. What?
Wow, I see. What is it? What even is Overlord? What is that?
You've never
That's
played
good
it?
stuff.
No.
Dude, yeah. You play as like just an evil overlord and take over the land with your evil little minions. It's kind of like think like Pikmin but evil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, it's
Evil
like
Pikmin.
right now too.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very affordable right now.
Cool. Let's see. Where was I? Yes. Okay. So, you know that about Delphin, so you know about that. You also know that you have heard, although admittedly, this might be an old wives' tale, but it is said that conversations that are spoken in the shadow of Delphin's tower cannot be magically recorded or scried upon. So it's the kind of place that you go to keep secrets, basically. So that maybe, I mean, you speculate maybe that's why she wants to meet you there, but in any case, that's what she's told you. So now it's up to you as to whether you want to meet her, what you want to do, what you want to say, etc.
I'm gonna go stumble on over there by myself.
Are you just
I'm
just
not telling anybody.
You're just gonna go by yourself?
Yep.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Shut up.
Dr. King, hold on.
Who's Dr. King?
Welcome.
Gosh. Oh, thank you, Glob. I'm glad your power's back. Okay, Domdor, I'm going to give you a chance to do a wisdom check also. This wisdom check is to see if your Tufum's going.
Spitting. My character +1. Yeah, I'm too drunk.
All right, so you guys, the rest of you eventually come to the tavern. You find Domdor there, and you don't find Fing.
I'm passed out.
Actually,
I'm probably passed out.
Arv, I had a question.
Sure.
Because it is Fing staggering out, do any of us notice him leaving the tavern while
No, because you're too busy looking at the breakdown of the play.
Okay.
So the first person you find is the passed out. So you walk in, you see the tavern. There's only a few patrons there, and you see Domdor like this,
Yeah,
like that. And there's no sign of Fing.
Oh, well.
By the way, this is usually where Domdor and Fing sleep. Literally, like right on the.
Well, it is their table, so you know.
Yeah, you guys have a tab.
It's got like the scratch marks from my armor. It's like perfectly aligned.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You actually have two grooves that you just fit your gauntlets in to hold you when you pass out. All right, but Fing is not there. You guys have no idea where he is.
It's not like he hasn't wandered off before. I'm not really going to put too much effort into it. You know, give me a drink.
All right, so you guys are drinking, and while that is happening, you guys are drinking with each other. One thing I want to mention, by the way, is you have definitely seen a lot of these bounty notices that I mentioned. The town seems to be putting a lot of information into, a lot of resources into try and track down this wizard, this Malwa, whatever her name is, that you saw on the bounty notice. So you notice that there's been a lot of that, and you notice that the town guards have been sort of gossiping more about it. In fact, while you're sitting there talking, a couple more, come in and actually sit down, and again, they're talking about this search that just won't stop and why they're so sick of having to look for her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it seems to be a thing that's on their mind. In the meantime, Fing, you stumble over there at some. When you first get there, you stumble over there, and of course, what she told you to do was she said to meet you at dusk. So you get there still in the blazing sunshine, about 2 in the afternoon.
Yep.
So what do you want to do when you're there? There's nobody there.
I'm gonna probably sit down and get rid of the spinnies. I'm just gonna wait by the wall here.
Okay. So you sit down by the wall, sort of lean up against the tower. Eventually, so that happens. Hours pass. In the dusk, you actually are like, wake up. Delphin's Tower has weathered decades with barely a crack or blemish. By the way, you didn't notice this when you got there because you were too drunk, but now that you're sort of coming out of it. A stately 3-story affair, it casts a long shadow, which at dusk falls upon the walls surrounding Duke Maldwin's castle. And you see the girl, Anya, arrives on schedule, and she remains in the tower's shadow. Like, as you look, you kind of see as she's speaking to you, she, standing, looking down at you, the shadow is over her as she speaks. She says, she said, "Thank you for coming. Did anyone of your friends come too?"
Oh.
Nope.
No. They did not.
All right. Well, I need help, and I'm hoping you can help me. Please.
Tell me what you need. I don't have the patience.
I have a splitting headache.
Stories.
To stay upright.
Yeah, exactly. The father of my unborn child is in great danger, and I feel for his life. His name is Arasan. His name is Arasan. My father hired him as a shepherd, but they had a fight after some sheep went missing. Arasan found work elsewhere, but we continued to see each other. And then he fell in with a bad crowd. He would give me money and not say where he got it. The last time I saw him, he told me about some treasure buried under a ruined estate near Crom's Hold. He and his friends planned to split the loot between them, and then he said he would return to me a rich man.
And what would you like me to do? What do you need from us?
Please, I need you to find him, please, and help him. I don't want my child to grow up without a father. I don't know where else to turn.
Talking to the wrong guy. The cleric.
The cleric in me says I need to help.
Okay.
Where was he? Where was he last seen?
He was at the hold, near Crom's Hold. There was this treasure buried under a ruined estate. He told me that was going to make him rich. I don't know exactly where it was. I just know that he needs help, and I know that only certain people can do it. And I was told to come find you.
Me specifically.
Yep.
Well, you and your friends. I didn't. Yes. You and your friends.
Let me talk this over with my fellow party members, and if I can find them. I don't even know where. Where
if I
am
remember
I?
what their name is.
Can you point me to the tavern from here?
She's sort of is like, she's like that way. You know, she kind of leans over and she's like sort of points in that direction. And so you sort of get up, and as she's like, thank you. She said, oh, but I wanted to tell you there's someone else you may need to find there too. Maybe this will convince your friends. When I told Arasan I was pregnant, he paid Obubudo, who's a witch who practices herbal medicine, to look after me. She would visit twice a day and give me herbs to help with the pain and sickness. But yesterday, I saw her face on a wanted poster. 50 gold pieces for information leading to arrest and 1,000 for her capture. You're friends of Sir Istival, and I thought you should know. Since Arasan left, I haven't seen the woman.
All these names. Have you a pen and paper on you, young lady?
Well, so far she's named. So far, all she said is Arasan, who's the person she's mentioned 5 times as being her lover, and Sir Istival, who, as I've mentioned previously, is the guy who commands you. She's also mentioned your name several times.
So, no problem there.
Maybe we should go
figure all this on the walk back to the tavern.
Left anything behind.
All right.
Yes.
Wait here. I shall return.
All right. So you sort of stumble off, and
yes.
So you stumble off, and as you notice as you sort of are getting closer to the tavern, you notice that it's there seems to be like it seems to be getting a little bit foggy. You notice as you sort of get there. You don't think anything of it, but it is a little odd at this time of year for there to be fog rolling in. But in any case, all right. So you arrive at the tavern, and you find your friends there. Domdor is just now kind of waking up and wiping the drool off of his beard.
So this lady named Arugula says she needs me to find her lost boyfriend Asperger's.
Too loud.
But there's treasure. There's treasure and all these things going on. I explain the story.
Okay. All right.
That's what your explanation of the story. Oh god.
My hands are over my ears because everything's
You
really
either
loud
haven't
right
drunk
now.
enough, or you
Right, it's way too loud for Domdor, yeah. All right, so you hear about the sad tale of Arugula and her lover Asperger. Oh man.
So
Now, I would just, I'm gonna jump out of here. I would assume you guys might want to talk to her yourself.
yes. All right, take us to Arugula, please.
So, as you guys,
Remember where she is.
Samuel, carry me.
That's fine. I got you, buddy. All right, so I'm now carrying
So the
Domdor.
dwarf you
Okay.
are, Domdor. Jeez, can't even hold half.
Oh, I got him. I got him. He's in my
I
backpack.
just need five minutes.
He's in my back.
So
Put my
the
bag of holding.
heroes of Daggerford stumble out of the tavern. As you guys get out of the tavern, though, you notice this fog that I mentioned is very, very thick now, and in fact, it's rolling in very fast. And you notice all of a sudden that it seems to be of a purplish hue. And as you guys are sort of looking around, all of a sudden the purple fog or whatever it is engulfs you, and you all feel dizzy for a moment. So you're kind of like, what?
Oh man.
And when it clears, you are no longer standing outside the tavern. You appear in a semicircular library lit by the evening sun. Seated in an overstuffed chair reading a book is a small white monkey.
What?
What? A small white.
I'm like pinching myself because I think
I was just going to say, Fing wakes from his dream to discover now.
tapping.
a pool of his own vomit.
Methinks they put something in our drink.
Yeah.
no, I'm pinching myself and things poking me to confirm it.
Why, have you guys heard of the purple teleporting fog? Come on, it happens around here all the time.
Yes. And so you guys sort of stare going, what? For a minute. And then from behind the chair steps an elderly man with a ring of white hair and a dark complexion. He stands about 5 feet tall. He wears tattered robes, and he has a gold-trimmed dagger fastened to his belt and a book with a red leather cover tucked under one arm. Apologies, he says. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I think I can be of assistance if you'll humor me. Name's Delphin. Welcome to my humble tower.
Dolphin the redneck mage. Okay.
Was there really a need to poison us with your devil fog?
Oh, it's not. It's not poison, my friend. Just a simple teleportation spell. I figured I would save you the trouble of coming all the way. I couldn't help but overhear that conversation, and I just wanted to bring all your friends with you. Oh, Zavan. And he turns to the white monkey. He goes, Zavan, would you mind leaving us? And so Zavan nods, closes the book, turns into a, you see the big burst of light, and the next thing you see is a white dove fluttering on the chair, and then he flies out of the window.
That's another neat trick.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind.
You can't do that, Solil.
You look over, and Jim Morrison is playing Riders on the... No, so
I
right.
officially think that Fing has drank so much that he's got all of us.
Yeah, all of you are equally drunk.
Like it just spilled over.
You do not hear a banjo, no, Gray. So the old mage hands you the book with the red leather cover, and he hands it specifically to you, Solil. And on the cover, on the title of the cover, there's a curious title. It says, Dreams of the Red Wizards. Know your enemy, I always say, he says, as he looks at his book. This is a heavy book, by the way. Like, this is like, like
My
not...
favorite.
No joke, yeah.
Kind of like the size of Under the Dome.
Kind of like the size of every Brandon Sands, but yeah, it's a big book. Delphin walks over to the open window and closes it tight. You ever heard of the Red Wizards, my friends?
They hung one a few weeks ago, so yeah.
So you saw that, did you? I imagined you would
Yep.
have. I couldn't tell if you were too busy running around saving Daggerford from itself, but the Red Wizard that you saw is only one of a much larger group. The Red Wizards... Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead, Solo.
No, I was about. It's not in character. It's just. It feels like we got dragged into some sort of alternate area with the most interesting man in the world. Like that's who he's like. I just see him sitting here holding whiskey.
wizard in the
Like,
world.
yes, and, okay.
I don't always pick adventurers, but when I do, I prefer a nominatus. Yeah.
That's really what this feels like. It's okay.
Exactly.
Saving hair from itself is turning into a full-time job as it is.
He once slew a giant with his pinky. Yeah.
He has the most interesting adventure in the world.
Interesting adventure in the world. Well, he said, "Oh, first, my friends, I apologize. Where are my manners?" And he waves his hand, and 6 cushioned chairs appear in a semicircle in front of him. And in the set in the handle is there's basically a beer holder, for want of a better term, in each one, and out of each one ascends a graceful wine glass filled with red wine. And he says, "Please, my friends, please." And he indicates the chairs.
Gee, a wizard offering us a drink. What could possibly go wrong here?
He said, and so he looks over and he sees you, Cade, and he's like, "I understand your concern, my friend. I understand that when you spend most of your life stealing for a living, you begin to think that everyone is a thief. But I respect your profession, friend. More than that, I respect you, and I would not do anything to harm you. In fact, I think I might be able to help you."
Full of crap.
Well,
I'll be the
except
first to
referring
take
to my
a seat,
profession
but
as,
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Do you think?
except for referring to my profession as stealing for a living, we get along just fine.
He's like, "Oh, I appreciate it. At least you come by your theft honestly." He's
Look
like,
around
He's
for
a
the
charmer,
inside.
isn't he?
he looks that over and he actually looks at Samil. He says, "You know, I have a couple of those myself." And he points up at the rack, and you see, Samil, as you look over, these gorgeous two-handed swords. There's 2 of them that are like side by side. One of them is an inlaid hilt of green leather and stars on the pommel, and then the other one is red leather with moons on the pommel. And the blades are so honed and sharpened, you think you see the edges glittering in the sun that I mentioned, that evening sunlight that he has lighting the inside of the room. He's like, "Yes, it's a fine collection. I like of course, what matters really is not the weapon you have, but how you use it. Am I right, my friends?"
Naturally, they can all only be used by paladins.
He says, "This one was called Spider's Bane. I repaired it."
I reforged it.
I found it from the body of a really, really bitter, salty barbarian. No, he doesn't do that. So he encourages you. He sort of like waves at he looks at the chairs. He says, "Oh, please, my friends, there's no need to keep standing here. We are civilized, of course."
Is it a normal?
obviously.
Normal size?
I get off Samil's back and I go sit down.
Okay,
Fall
and you sit
asleep.
down at the chair. No, yeah, the chair is extraordinarily comfortable. The wine looks really good too, by the way, but the chair is super comfortable.
No, I'll take my
sit
seat.
as well.
I'm not taking my eyes off him though. I'm basically just
Yeah, me
staring a
either.
hole through him the entire
So you do
time.
one of those like always look eye. You're like, yeah, okay, right.
I'm just gonna look at Soliel and be like, "Are you gonna drink yours?" Because my head is killing me right now.
Have you already drained yours?
Yes, of course.
So you do that thing, and as you put it back in the holder, you watch as the wine glass fills back up.
Oh my god.
Never leaving now. He's just gonna stay here forever.
Are you?
Hold
God?
on. I'm gonna pound that one too. I want to see what happens. I'm just like mystified with it. That one's gone. What happens now?
By the way, the
Please,
wine
by
the
all
wine
that
is
holy. Say that we can take this with us, and then he can just always be drunk.
well. So this is what I wanted to say. The interesting thing is that the
Fill our
wine.
canteen.
So it looks like wine, but actually, Fing, it tastes to you like the most delicious. And you'd have to tell me because I don't remember you telling me what your favorite alcohol in this character is. What's your favorite? What is this character's favorite alcohol? Like, is there
Beer?
just cheap? Like, but is there a particular like hog spit or something?
Oh
or like
god.
Dragon udder.
I'm not a choosy man.
Okay, so this basically is filled with the same kind of awesome cheap beer. It's like, for those of you who know this, it's like red, white, and blue beer. You know, you can get a case of red, white, and blue for $3. So it's like that, okay? So it tastes like that.
It
Now,
tastes exactly like you think it would for $3.
there you go, exactly. But Fing wants that, so it's all good. Is anyone else drinking from it, by the way?
Well, after
falling
it hasn't
asleep.
passed out or keeled over, I'll take a sip.
So, Cade, what are your tastes the same? What are your particular tastes?
God, no. I have quality. The halflings make a honey wine that's particularly prizing among my region, so that's what I would like it to be if that's what it's going to be.
You are surprised to note that it does taste like a kind of honeyish wine from the land where you were born, yes.
Wow. Well, he is a mage who can teleport, so, you know.
Yep. And of course, as you take a sip, now it doesn't refill yet because you haven't drunk it, but the whole thing.
Polish it off. Exactly.
There you go. Anyone else drinking, or is everyone else just sitting and checking it out?
Oh, I'm waiting and seeing how all my little guinea pigs, team members,
they all seem to be fine. Although Fing is just like, boosh, boosh, boosh. I mean, he's kind of pounding them back. Yeah.
After a reasonable amount of time, I'll drink some myself.
So same question to you, Solil. What's your drink of choice for your guy?
Well, he takes the fancy wines. He's a prissy little bastard.
This is like vintage, AR. You think AR 765, which was a really tremendous year. I mean, there's a bouquet. The thing's got it's got legs for days. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got this robust and sort of really. really powerful sort of scent that has some kind of hibiscus in there somewhere. I mean, it's like there's no joke. This thing is delicious. And the last time you had a taste of wine like this was the time when a very, very rich mage friend of yours gave some and gave you a sip and then basically snatched the bottle away because he said it had taken him about a decade and probably about 10,000 gold to acquire it.
Nice.
So you're like, how about that?
So Lil is very pleased now.
Yes. So as you guys are drinking away, doing your thing, just hanging out. And Shane, the song this is from Final Fantasy VI, the OC remix. This is Balance and Ruin, which I think is incredible. It's an overclocked remix album. Not only is it incredible, but for some reason they made the whole thing for free, which blows me away. But it's amazing. I love it. So anyway, where was I? Yes. So okay. So he sits down. He says. The Red Wizards, and he sits down, and as he sits down, you notice that he doesn't have any cup holder in his chair, but as he sort of waves his hand, you see a silver goblet, lift up from one of the bookcases near him and float to his hand. And he doesn't seem to be doing this ostentatiously, like he's not like, notice what I'm doing. He's just sort of doing things, and they just appear, and then he drinks, like he's not, So he says, the Red Wizards hail from a land far, far to the east. A corrupt and domineering mageocracy ruled by the undead archmage Saz Tom. It seems he has fixed his evil gaze on the Sword Coast. The Red Wizard's presence is cause for grave concern. No wonder Istevald is looking for help whenever he can find it. And he kind of looks around at all of you.
What color was his robes again?
He was wearing tattered robes. They're kind of a darkish, probably just sort of dark robes, essentially, but tattered.
Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He's a powerful mage. One thinks he have a better wardrobe.
Yeah, this guy doesn't seem to be about, fancy. The fancy.
Yeah. You said you overheard the conversation. I point at Fing.
Yes.
Yeah, keep drinking, buddy.
That is correct. The conversation that you had with the peasant girl, that poor girl Anya, and that ne'er-do-well she hangs out with, Arasin. And as he says Anya and Arasin, you guys all note that Anya and Arasin is not the same as arugula and Asperger's. So you just note that for the record.
Yeah, I just nod, smile.
All makes sense.
Yes. And he says, yes, the poor girl. If she's got something to do with this, I don't know, but you might want to help her out if you can. But the point that I'm trying to make is that there's a larger picture here. You see, and he looks up, and as he looks up, you see this picture of a group of men standing in robes kind of materialize in front of you. It's sort of like looking like a jumping out of context for a minute, like Star Trek hologram, or not even Star Wars hologram, help me Obi-Wan, you're my only hope, the Leia thing. Mm-hmm. That's what you see sort of floating in front of you. And it says, you see, the story begins a long time ago before the founding of Daggerford. And he points up and you see this group of 5 or 6 men all with rich robes that they're wearing. And they all look they don't look like the nicest people in the world. They all seem to have kind of these smirks or grins or things on their face, and they're all sort of smiling and chatting with each other around this table into which a dagger has been plunged. And he says, a group of wealthy nobles from a distant realm settled in Delbir Vale to escape persecution. They were the leaders of a secret society dedicated to the worship, my friends, of elemental evil. And he looks at all of you. Anywho, When I heard that Lord Floshin's estate and Crom's Hold had been ransacked, I figured someone might have a bone to pick with the descendants of these cult leaders, and it occurs to me that the old Amber Ghoul estate might be the next target. Not much remains of the estate these days, but Reynard Amberghoul was a crafty man. I'm sure some vestige of his legacy survives to this day, waiting to be uncovered. I would not let the Red Wizards unearth that legacy if I were you. And it's almost certain that that place that girl is talking about is the Amberghoul estate.
Of course.
So he sort of leans back and he does one of these deals, you know. And looks at you.
Teleporting from the...
I passed out in the chair.
Yeah, I may or may not still be pounding glasses of whatever the hell this is.
Yeah, you notice, well, one thing you notice, by the way, is that you don't, normally when you've, I mean, you really have not ever had the experience of pounding back, 15 beers in a row like this without any sign of slowing down, without having to at least stop to ask for more of it. But one of the things that you've noticed is that you don't seem to be getting drunker. I mean, you're just, like, it tastes good and all that. And,
Sweet, tasty
but, I mean,
water.
you don't seem to be, like, falling over. Like, at this point, even you... Remember that you're also recovering from a bender of just a couple of hours ago. Mm-hmm. Even you would not normally be able to stand up to this, and seems to be all right.
Oh my God, it's not alcoholic wine.
Once again, I have been fooled by the treachery that is O'Doul's.
No one told me this was Mike's Hard Lemonade. Okay. So, the question is, are you willing to fight the Red Wizards? Or are you willing to allow them to bring elemental evil to this plane?
Okay. What was this guy's name again?
Delphin is what he says his name was.
Delphin, thank you.
And this is Delphin's tower.
Of course.
I'm going to be calling him Delphin.
Of course it is.
Yes.
So, wouldn't this fall under saving Daggerford from itself once again? Bud?
Well... It's conceivable. Daggerford does seem to need quite a bit of that. But you are the most notable heroes around here at the moment. And generally, when there's a problem,
the only ones.
Heroes get called in. Well, I mean, there's soldiers, and certainly Isteval is a good man who's done the best he can, but Isteval's only one person. And when he's got to deal with Duke Maldwin, and quite frankly, I will tell you, Duke Maldwin is not the most admirable figure in the world, Isteval's got a lot extra work that shouldn't be on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he snaps his fingers again, and you see the sort of pictures of the nobles dissolve, and then you see a couple of these terrible demonic faces kind of leering at you. And he says, "There are powerful forces in the multiverse, my friends, neither demon nor god, that would see the world they helped create destroyed for their pleasure. Only fools and madmen would ally themselves with the elemental princes of evil. It is good that most of the world has forgotten them." And then he sort of waves his hand, and it all kind of fades out, and what you see instead is a picture of Anya. She's just sort of looking around anxiously. And then you see a picture of the kid. Remember the kid that you guys saw when you were leaving to go to the marsh? The kid that you found? You see a picture of that kid. You see a picture of Isteval. And then you see a picture of the two halflings that were just, shot of the halflings that were just doing the little puppet show. And a lot of the characters of Daggerford that you've gotten to meet, you see more and more of them sort of popping up. Friends, people that you recognize from the area. And he says, "My friends, these are the people that you are truly fighting for." And he waves his hand and the picture disappears.
So, Delphin, you seem to have not a bit of power contained in yourself. Why don't you bestir yourself from your tower and go out and assist with fighting this great evil?
Kabam.
Well, I think I just have. I think I have, my friend. Who exactly has brought you to this tower?
We're going.
That's avoiding the question.
He looks at you and he says,
"Thank you." Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "He looks at you and says, you are the change you seek." No, I'm just kidding. He says,
"My friends."
He says, "My friends, you are the change you seek." No, he says, "We are the people we've been waiting for." No, he says, "The truth is, my friends, I have actually been doing some work, but let me remind you that we're dealing with wizards here. You don't think, for example, that the wizards are only going to be fighting to get themselves through physical means, do you? There are forces arrayed against this town, and there are some of us who are trying to do what they can to keep those forces out. I do what I can, my friends, but I am only one person. And as you sort of look at him, you can kind of see that sort of the edges of the room and the tower seem to be glowing in purple a little bit. Just sort of a faint purplish glow. And Salil, make a check for me. Intelligence with, you have the arcane lore?
I've got forbidden and magic.
Magic, let's do that, please. So
Okay.
add that to your intelligence check.
Okay, hold on. It's been so long I have to actually look this up. I forgot the bonuses and stuff.
Come on.
Get out of here.
I was looking at that 6. I was like, what?
Nice.
Wow. You're like, here are the following shades of purple: ultraviolet, ultraviolet. Okay, you just start. You just pop out a color. Okay. No, so you are fully aware. You have felt since you've been in here a sort of definitely a magical presence, and as you look around, you realize that this magical presence is actually some kind of a magical field which is surrounding the tower. But with that 32, with that ridiculous roll, you also are able to notice, as you kind of cast your consciousness out a little bit, that this is much, much larger than the tower. Like, this field is not just protecting the tower. If you and you sort of you look out the window and you see what you think is a little bit of purple in the distance. You want to go look through the window because there's you actually see a glow of purple out the window.
Sure, I'll head over there.
When you get out to the window, you look out and you see, and again, you couldn't sense this before, you can sense that purple surrounding all of Daggerford as far as you can see, all emanating apparently from this tower. As near as you can tell, he is shielding all of Daggerford with his magic, as far as you can tell.
That would explain why he's sticking here. Okay.
Now, of course, nobody knows what you're doing. They're just sort of like, what? But
I'm gonna share this with Jenny first, and then the rest of the group.
Okay. So, yeah, and Ginny, you had sensed a little bit of this too, but Soliel in particular, and part of it may be the fact that Soliel actually was carrying this red leather book too, because this red leather book seems to have some importance from what he can tell.
Okay.
So, so you look at, you kind of share that and tell the rest of them the deal. He says, all right. Well then, if I can suggest, you might want to be able to move out to the Ambergold estate when you can. And let me just say, by the way, if any of you are of the wizardly persuasion, and I know 2 of you that probably are, and he looks at Soliel and he looks at Ginny, if anyone needs some training or some assistance from me, whatever I'm able to provide, I would be happy to once this thing is all over.
Sweet. I mean, okay.
I thought you said you could help us even before we headed out there.
Well, I'm sorry. Say that again, Kate. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, I thought you said you could help us even before we headed out there.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll be able to give you some information, for example. So he kind of waves in the air and a piece of parchment appears. And sort of nodding at the desk, this quill lifts up from the desk and actually floats over to the paper, and then with nobody carrying it or anything, starts scribbling furiously on the paper. And after about 2 minutes, you see that it has drawn this beautifully detailed map that leads you basically directly to where you assume this, manor would be. And then it stops, and then the parchment kind of floats into his hand. The quill floats back to the desk and floats back into its inkwell, and he hands the parchment over to you, Kate. And he's like, I hope this will be of assistance to you, my friends.
Okay. I notice there's no stairway here. Are we getting down the same way we got up?
I think I can arrange that. And you feel, as he waves his hand, the purple cloud again sort of covers you. And in the distance you hear, purple rain. No, I'm just kidding. You don't hear that. And then you appear at the base of the tower. John, you're getting staticky.
Nope.
So you appear at the base of the tower. Let me wait for John to get back. There he is.
Okay, good.
Thank you. All right, so you appear at the bottom of the tower, and as you guys are at the bottom of the tower, all of a sudden you hear, "Hey! Hey!" And you hear the voice from above you.
Look up.
I'm still asleep on the ground.
Exactly.
I fell
Yeah,
asleep
he's
in
actually.
the chair.
So what
And
happens was
Tumbleweed
no.
just went plonk.
What happened was he teleported all of you, but for Domdor, who was lying back in his chair like this. So you appear like standing, like so. You're kind of like. Because you're actually like the chair is not there. So as you're sort of rolling around like this, you're like, what? He says, so you look up and all of a sudden you see the face of Delphin. He says, "Here, you might need this." And then he chucks down this object at you, and it actually lands right next to Ginny. And then he says, "Good luck to you, my friends." And then the window closes.
What is this object?
Yeah, exactly, Viz. This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. And then you hear dot,
When the
dot,
dwarfs
dot,
cry.
but it's in the window, so dot, 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 dot. Oh, okay. So yeah, so you look down at the object, Ginny, and it appears to be some kind of a twisted stick of darkish wood.
Kind of want it.
Examined
But
it. Yeah, it's like, ooh, darkish wood, you say?
But the same reason I want it is probably the same reason I shouldn't touch it.
Well, I'm assuming the mage gave it to you, so it can't be bad. So someone pick it up so we can get going.
Oh, I'm going for
for
it.
it.
I don't care. I'll try this dark art stuff. with
Ginny,
you.
are you? Well, Ginny's right
All
next
right.
to her. Are you picking it up or?
I'll pick it up and if he needs it, I'll hand it over to him.
All right. So as you
Can I
pick
do
it up,
that?
make an intelligence check for me, Ginny, and add your magical lore to it, please.
Here we go. It's gonna bind to him. It's gonna become his like right arm now.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Yes, he becomes a weird wand.
Damn
When
it,
the
I
moon is
should've
full, he
watched it
becomes a